Hello my polygonal friends. Today, I will be covering a really interesting YouTube series. It's called Wilson of the World Wide Web. This series was created by a YouTuber called Soy Animatica. There are only 3 episodes of Wilson of the World Wide Web so far, and a lot more content on the channel. So if you want me to make a part 2 on that content, let me know. With that all out of the way, grab a seat, your drink of choice, and enjoy the madness. The intro of the series gives us a rundown of who Wilson is. Wilson is a coding whiz, and is someone who has done a good amount of coding throughout my life. I respect that. Wilson then gets sucked into the computer because he was too good at coding. A common issue, I experience every day, totally. We then get the title card before Wilson appears in a random room with this person named Mr. Internet. Mr. Internet tells Wilson that he is in the World Wide Web. Mr. Internet then tells Wilson about the dangers of the internet, like getting scammed, cyberbullying, going onto Twitter, and the most important one, phishing.
Phishing? Like what Dad and I do out on the lake?
No. Phishing is when someone tricks you into revealing sensitive information, which they use to steal your identity.
We then see a phishing attempt happen in real time, as a phishing hook descends and tries to lure in Wilson. Then, we see how Mr. Internet deals with these fishers.
There is only one way to deal with fishers. You will rot in hell for the heinous deeds you have committed.
No. Wait, I'm sorry. I will never fish again.
Foul wretch.
You didn't need to do that.
There is no place for heathens on the internet. Mercy is for the weak and cowardly.
You shouldn't have killed him.
Do not question me.
Oh!
Yeah, that's what I would have did.
We then see the credits roll as the body of the fisher falls to the floor. We then get some mail. I wonder what it could be. Is that my IP?! Anyways, that is the end of episode 1. On to the next one.
What was a coding whiz? That's right, I'm Wilson of the World Wide Web.
The next video starts off with Wilson and Mr. Internet flying through the sky.
Oh look, there he goes, flying through the sky.
Wilson asks where they are going, and Mr. Internet tells him that they are going to the desktop, since there is someone he wants Wilson to meet. We then see this happen.
I don't see anyone here. Who are you?
This is the installer wizard. He then starts singing this banger of a song. While boogieing down, we see a dancing lizard lay an egg, and a giant horse statue emerges from it. I really feel like there should be a name for this, but I can't think of any.
You fool. You downloaded a virus.
A virus? Like what Dad got when he
Shut up, Wilson.
The installer wizard then quickly downloads an antivirus, and after Mr. Internet gives birth to it, it starts fighting the Trojan horse like a Godzilla movie. And after folding the Trojan horse, the antivirus does this.
We did it.
Foreign object detected.
Wilson then dies in a nuclear reaction, but somehow he survives. Mr. Internet explains this as Wilson not being from the computer. Then, as they're leaving, the installer wizard asks if he can join them. And they say, no! And then they steal his hat? Why? F's in the chat for my boy installer wizard. Bro did not deserve that. We then get some credits where everything seems normal until the name Yeardley Smith starts repeating infinitely in the special thanks section. And then this happens.
Is your mom home?
That ends off video 2. On to the next one. The final video is about piracy. We see Wilson just walking down the street before entering La Musique Emporium. Wilson picks out a record he likes and walks up to the store owner asking how much it is. And the store owner says this.
I couldn't find the price.
That's because it's totally free.
Free, you say? You mean I can just take it?
Sure thing, brother. We have plenty of others too, so if you see anything else that tickles that jive fancy of yours, just help yourself.
Whoa! Thank you so much.
No problemo.
Wilson then grabs a few more records and goes outside to tell Mr. Internet how nice the man inside was for giving them away for free. They then fly away, cutting to Wilson jamming out to some That Horror Dude 101 music, before Mr. Internet enters and tells Wilson he'll be out for a while, and Wilson heads to bed. We then see where Mr. Internet wins.
Apologies, Turkey, we're closed.
And I don't suspect you'll be opening again anytime soon.
We then see Mr. Internet arrive home and talk to Wilson about the morality of pirating music. Also in the background you can see Installer Wizard's hat on Wilson's nightstand. That's a neat detail. We then see Wilson fly over to La Musique Emporium. It has police tape all over it. Then this happens.
He was taken down.
That's such a shame.
Yellow child, if you want free music, I know a place.
You do?
Sure do. Follow closely.
Okay.
We see Wilson enter a store called Crimeware.
That makes sense to me.
We see Wilson pick out a particular music he wants, and before he leaves, we see that the shady man pulls out a bug that crawls onto Wilson's leg. Later, while listening to this bootleg music, the bug we saw earlier goes inside of Wilson's head. It makes him pass out, and then we see this.
Erectile dysfunction medication advises.
Wilson then wakes up screaming and runs out to the living room to tell Mr. Internet. Mr. Internet says it is because of the pirated music Wilson has been getting. But Wilson says this only happened after going to Crimeware. After talking for a while more, Mr. Internet helps Wilson by ripping out the bug from his throat and stomps it out.
Stop! He's already dead!
After Wilson and Mr. Internet make up, Mr. Internet pays a visit to Crimeware.
You infected my dear boy.
For that, you shall suffer the endless eons of 1,000 eternities atoning for your heinous deeds in the fiery pits of Hades.
Bro, that was brutal! And then the credits start rolling. What's this? A post-credit scene? We see the crimeware owner being revived by the Installer Wizard? This is like the MCU if the MCU was peak. Anyways, on to the outro. Now, before we end the video, there is actually another video that is tied to WOFWWW, Wilson of the World Wide Web if you're uninformed. That being a video titled Bad World. I'm not gonna cover all of it, at least not yet. Winky face I wrote down in the script. But in the video, we actually see Wilson's father, who he has mentioned throughout the series. We see him mourning the disappearance of his son, and in the credits, it gives us this information about him. After his son, Wilson, went missing, Alan and his wife began a campaign to find him. However, his loss caused him to suffer bouts of severe depression and alcoholism. His wife checked him into Lorenzi Rehabilitation Clinic in 1994. Anyways, thank you all for participating in today's video. I hope you liked it. Check out Soy Animatica's channel in the description. There are a lot of creepy videos on that channel that I highly recommend you watch. My personal favorite's Oozeboy. Oozeboy for life. Make sure you subscribe to him. And while you're there, consider giving me a subscribe too. I would really appreciate it. Thank you all for participating in today's video. I hope you liked it. I've been Sam, and I hope you all have a good night. Peace.